What's your feel just on the overarching theme of the 49ers draft prep and kind of what it is they've been looking into and what it is they've kind of been looking for?
Well, definitely after the combine, got the sense that they're all in on tight ends, right? Like they were meeting with every tight end at the combine, whether it was formal interviews or informal. But every tight end that we spoke to, and there was a few of us out there, right? Brad, Jordan, Kyle, KP.
Great
So
people, man. Great
between
group.
all of us, like we were kind of able to talk to a lot of the tight ends, and they all pretty much met with 49ers in some capacity. And so definitely that's going to be a huge thing for them. Offensive linemen, and oh my god,
Look
that's
look at Peacock in the chat says, "Is that Steph Sanchez or Nick Bosa?" I can't tell. And if you guys have not seen her Nick Bosa interviews and all the things, man, I'm telling you, we got so much talent in the 49ers kind of content creator sphere, but man, I lose it. I laugh when Nick Bosa does an interview, but whatever
me
you
too.
do a Nick Bosa impersonation, man, my stomach started. I belly laugh watching those. Shout out to Peacock. He's a beast. But
Yeah, shout
sorry.
out to him, man. No, 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 you're good. Always love talking about the Nick Bosa impressions. But yeah, like I think offensive line for sure. I can't quite gauge what specific position. I mean, obviously tackle, right? But I've seen them talk with some guards as well. So it wouldn't shock me if, in training camp they experiment with some different looks on the offensive line, because they did do the same thing last training camp as well. So who knows? Maybe they draft a guard and they try to move someone out to right tackle to compete with McKivitz, right? So it wouldn't shock me, but I definitely do think they're going to be in the tackle market. But for the most part, a lot of the offensive linemen that they have met with are like versatile guys who can play multiple spots on the line. And as of late, we've been seeing a lot of running backs, which
Yeah.
is surprising, but not really. It's like Kyle Shanahan, Bobby Turner, they're going to get their running back. I guess it's like an annual tradition. And it seems like they could possibly look at some guys in the third round. Some of these names that started coming out yesterday. I mean, we
That's
got
what gets me is because like initially they were late round guys, but now
yeah,
you're meeting with guys like Roshan Johnson. Like that dude's going early. Like he's not going to
like
be there day 3. So if that's somebody you want, round 3 again, which we were live in Vegas last year, which seems like gosh, it was so much longer than a year ago. We were broadcasting live day 2 and the crowd got pissed off when they took TDP. Like it was weird. Everybody was mad. Everybody was mad. So I don't even know what it's gonna be like this year.
I don't know if it's like that could be like the annual smoke screen, right? Like that maybe could be at this point. A lot of people kind of know that the 49ers have a history of getting running backs in the third round. Maybe they're kind of leaning into that a little bit to try to throw, teams off. I don't know. But yeah, some definitely some interesting names, like Roshan Johnson for sure, Zach Charbonnet at UCLA. Those are all guys who could be fringe second round, third round guys, right? So definitely interesting that they'd be meeting with them. Last week or a few days ago, I did tweet out that in my mind, I think the first 3 picks could very well be tight end, um, tackle, and I think I said safety as well.
Okay.
Did I say
Okay, because I
safety?
want to talk
I think
about
I said
this.
safety.
Yeah, but like, okay, tackle and tight end, you seem pretty convicted on.
Oh,
And if
sorry.
you,
Wait, it wasn't
oh,
safety. It was edge rusher. I'm sorry.
now you're speaking my language. See,
Yeah.
I was gonna disagree with you on that one, but I wanted to hear you out because again, you know more about this than anybody. And okay, so let's tackle these, no pun intended, one at a time. Okay, we're talking the third round cluster, which they have 3 picks currently: 99, 101, 102. Is there? Let's. I want to hear a position or a name that stands out to you. If the Niners took somebody that they visited with in the third round at offensive tackle, and you had to say, I think this guy is kind of the fit who they've talked to. Is there somebody that stands out at that position that you're just like, I could see this in the third round being this tackle taken?
Honestly, like top 30 visits, which, I kind of regard as like pretty important. There haven't been a lot of tackles in that
Not in the
so it's
top
hard.
30.
Yeah, so hard to say. Some guys that I like Wanya Morris, I like Tyler Steen. But I'm probably the worst at telling you where guys are gonna go. I have absolutely like no way of gauging that, right? Like I'm the worst at maybe those guys can fall to the third. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, but those are two names that I think would make sense for the 49ers, who they have met with and who I think could be good fits, right? There's a couple of other guys, like Matthew Bergeron. I think he goes in the second round.
Yeah, I think so as
So
well.
probably not going to be available for them unless they do a trade up, which the closer we get, the less I think that there will be a trade up. But I don't know.
Well, if they
That's
do
just
trade up,
on
you're
feel.
losing picks, and that's one of
Exactly.
those is gonna be Kyle Shanahan running back. So Shanahan's gonna have to sign off on, "Hey, man, Kyle, we can go get this guy, but you're losing your toy this year." And I'm not so sure he's gonna be okay with that. But you're to get Bergeron, and again, just to put kind of brackets on Tyler Steen, I think is a 3rd to 4th round guy. Wanya Morris, I think, is a 3rd to 6th round guy. I've seen he's all over the place. There's some film I watch of him, I love him. Then I watch another game and I'm like, God, this guy shouldn't be drafted. But like he's all over the place. So and
Yeah,
then
he is.
Bergeron 2nd to 3rd round. So that's kind of where I have those guys going. But anyway, now those are some of the tackle guys. Again, I
Mhm,
love these names, and I love that we can. I'm a film guy. I don't have anything to back this stuff up with, just what I see on film. So it's nice to get the other side of the coin with, where the 49ers are interested. And that's
mhm.
kind of what you've been putting your finger on the whole time. What if we go over to the edge spot? Let's stay on the defense, stay on
Let's
the
do
line, but
it.
let's go to the other side. Who are some edge guys that you have kind of heard or the Niners seem to be pursuing?
Well, first let's look at the top 30 edge guys, right? And they've had quite a few. So BJ Thompson at a SFA, and then DJ Johnson out of Oregon, and then Yaya Diaby out of Louisville. I keep hearing Diaby, man. Like, I saw a report earlier today from someone else that, the 49ers have had the most interest in Diaby. So that could be a name. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, John, because I have no idea, but I feel like he'd be available in that range, right? Of the 99 to
I
102,
think
103, right?
so. You look at, Bruce Feldman, DJ, Daniel Jeremiah, he's like one of the fastest
Yeah.
climbers. And almost all of the kind of big wigs, whatever, they were low on him. I think PFF had like a 200 number on him. And I was just like, man, that I don't see that. I don't see that. I have a 3rd round grade on him. I labeled him as a rush crush guy, like a guy that I'm in love with. But again, like he's undersized. He's small, 6'3". He's just speed, speed, speed. So you're going after traits, which the NFL covets. And
Which
so,
which I think that's kind of what the 49ers are going to be looking for, though. They need speed. I mean, I think they realize that um they miss that D Ford impact, and that comes from being able to get to the quarterback quickly, right? So
mhm,
Diaby's a guy who you can do that with. So he doesn't need to be a complete total package kind of guy, but just a maybe situational pass rusher that could get to the quarterback quickly. I think Drake Jackson's going to take a step, maybe make a leap this year, right? So he could be someone who takes care of the early downs potentially with, maybe this rookie coming in and being that third down guy.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like when you're looking at edge guys, and again, we're picking late 3rd. This is essentially a 4th round pick. You're sacrificing something, because if they were perfect prospects, they'd be going much earlier. So you're
Yeah.
either getting somebody that is a production type player, but traits aren't there, or you're getting a traits guy whose production's not there, or the frame. Like you kind of have to pick and choose.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.